Start recording the recording. So we'll intro. I'll throw it to Sean, Tim, and then Sean will throw it to you. All right.
Sure.
That's how I figured I'd do it. I told Sean I'm really bad when it comes to a guest on the podcast. The last time we had a guest on Dad Crossing, the last guest we had was Seth from All In Podcast. And we got halfway through our what we would like in Animal Crossing when I realized I had never actually introed Sean. So I was like, "Oh damn, I'm sorry."
That's funny.
So yeah, I forget all the people I have to introduce.
Very, very quickly.
Yeah.
Are we going live on Twitch as well?
Oh, you better believe it.
Cool. I am currently watching our Twitch channel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should pull that up.
So welcome to Game Pass News. Today we're talking all things E3. We fortune tell, so we soothsay, we become the weathermen of gaming, giving you all the things we think might maybe happen in Xbox's 90-minute presentation. Whom is we, you ask? Your regulars, Nick and Sean, but more importantly than those, we have our first guest ever to the show. We want to welcome the man behind the Nintendo Dad's Discord curtain, the Motor City man himself, Tim Aulph. Sean,
man.
Go for it, man.
I thought you were going to say Madman.
No. I was going to add the cue of the Ndads in there somewhere, but I decided not to. But we'll get to that maybe a little bit later. But Sean, first, how are you doing, man?
I'm good. I've been super busy, which is why I haven't been playing much or streaming much for our Twitch channel. So life's kind of gotten in the way with that. So we've had a bit of a hiatus. So
yeah.
Tomorrow, for those that are watching it live, or yesterday for those that are listening to it on Saturday, whole time release thing, I'll be doing some recording of a few bits and pieces there and then. But other than that, I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah, the sun's out in the UK, so that makes everything better.
yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah.
It's like 100 million degrees over here. So
yeah. How are you getting on, Tim? You okay?
Yep, I've been hiding in my basement, and this is where it's cold all the time. So no matter if it is humid, like Nick said, upstairs, it's always cold down here. And in fact, I always have to bring down with me a hoodie or something because it gets cold down here.
Oh man, I can relate to that. For those of you who don't know, Tim and I are compared to Sean and I, Tim and I are like podcasting neighbors, basically.
That's right.
We're in the same state, just on opposite
This is our
sides.
state, as we like to say.
Yeah, bring up
and we're like right across from each other like this. So.
Oh man, I had a birthday party this week, guys. A birthday party, and it felt so good. Well, not me, but my daughter had a birthday party. So there were unicorns and rainbows but it was a ton of fun to have family in the house and a bunch of family and to celebrate and man, it just felt really good. Really good. So, and she had a great time. She turned 5.
Why wasn't I invited? What the heck, man?
I know, right?
Jeez, I'm out of here. Forget you. No.
We do need to figure out those extra life plans though. Remember that? Remember I had an awesome extra life, raised like $2,000, $3,000, something like
that.
And
I was ready to come over in 2020 for your extra life, and then of course 2020 happened.
Yeah, and then 2020 happened. That's right.
Or it didn't happen, did it? Can you just
exactly.
Right.
Paused.
Something happened,
I went from raising almost $3,000 to raising $600. Love you.
It's one of those things where every little helps, though.
Yeah, no, it's true. So yeah, we do need to get back on that. So any other news, guys? Life news you want to chat about before we get into E3 predictions?
Just a quick shout out to Andros, our one of the friends on Discord.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, man! Birth of the third child.
Nice.
Yeah, that is awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, is it? I think he has 2 already, right? Doesn't he? So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But congratulations.
I lost count.
That's right. This is Andros's 75th kid. We'll just go with
Yes, that sounds good.
Probably
Okay.
feels like that.
that. Yeah, it probably does. All right. Well, today we are going to be chatting all about E3 presentations, Xbox and Bethesda doing 90-minute presentations. And in good Ndad style, the guest always goes first. So we'll just kind of do a round robin of like what you think's coming. So we'll start, Tim, you give us one, and then we'll go to Sean, you can give us one, and we'll kind of just go around robin and have some fun. So Tim, what's your first guess, prediction, want? We don't care. You can name it whatever it is. We're all soothsaying here, so whatever.
So I missed just the clarification here. Are we talking just Microsoft, or are we talking all of E3?
No, we're talking just
Okay.
Microsoft. Otherwise, this would be a
Gotcha.
75-hour
I'm
podcast.
gonna
All
say, yeah.
I thought that's what I was ready. I took the day off. Didn't you know that?
Yeah.
From work. I thought this was an E3 prediction day. No.
Sorry, my bad. My bad.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Let's stick with Xbox and Bethesda.
All right.
That works.
All right. So my first one is a Psychonauts 2 shadow drop. Not just details, but I think they're going to predict, or they're going to provide details, but also shadow drop the game the same at the show.
I could totally see that. Psychonauts just dropped on Game Pass a couple weeks ago. Maybe more like a month ago now. I don't know, but it just recently. So yeah, that would make a lot of sense. And that game could use a refresher. Let me tell you.
I'm sure it could. They probably could have done a remaster of the first one, but
Yeah.
and if it's not a shadow drop, for sure they would do gameplay and release date. But my prediction is shadow drop as well.
Yeah, that makes a lot. Did you ever play the first one?
It's one of those games I touched and tried out, and then moved on to something else that whatever,
Mhm.
like, oh, this is a cool game, squirrel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that. I tried it out for Game Pass News, really, and I really thought maybe, it's a platformer. That's my shtick, and so I thought maybe it'll stick with me. But you can feel the years on it, like it just doesn't. So yeah, a Psychonauts 2 would be pretty cool, I think, to just kind of get a refresher of it.
So we're discussing like this is things that we would like to be dropped.
At this point, it's what you can disclaim it. What you think's gonna drop, what you like would drop, what you hope drops. I mean, what? Wait, we don't have any idea what's gonna happen. We're just having some fun.
I have no clue, but that
Yeah.
I predict that it's going to be detailed and shadow dropped at the show.
For me, I would like to see some new Doom teased. So Doom Eternals was great, and the DLC that they did with it for the gods was great too. But I think they can push on that storyline a little bit more, so you kind of like go right back to its roots.
So do you want to see a secondary DLC drop or a new game, like a new trailer, preview, whatever?
Yeah, I'd like a teaser of a new game rather than DLC.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just because it's the Microsoft Bethesda team up that Doom brings a lot for them. So
nice. And I have to play more Doom. Thank you, Sean. Because so Tim, we're playing each other's top 10, and in Sean's top 10 of Game Pass is Doom. So I have to play more Doom. And I really thought I'd try to squeeze that in before. I imagine there's gonna be a lot of Game Pass drops, or at least it's gonna get a little crazy. The little lull here, only 2 games dropped this week. So I was gonna try to get that in this weekend. So if I can, maybe Friday, I might be on Twitch with a little Doom for you. So there you go, and you can tell me how horrible I am because it's. I would love to see actual gameplay footage. I know I'm asking a lot. It's supposed to come out in 2022. Well, it's said to come out in 2022. I would like to see actual gameplay footage of Playground Studios' Fable. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, that teaser trailer is amazing. First time I watched it was just before we started recording, and it actually had me bursting out with laughter when the little fairy gets eaten by the frog.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if they can marry up gameplay graphics with how the teaser video was. If they can get even anywhere near that with the storyline as good as Fable 2 and the being good, being bad balance, if they can do all that and bring it together really well and make it quite long and a large open world map, I'd be very happy.
Oh my gosh. Fable's probably my favorite game on Xbox. I mean, Halo's real close, but I think Fable gets it by just a little bit. So yeah, I would be so over the moon if we saw actual gameplay footage. But we shall. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing. I never got to play a Fable game because of being on Xbox there. But I'm looking forward to hopefully giving that a try, considering that would be a Game Pass game, and hopefully that would include PC and or xCloud.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be. I'd be shocked if it's not on PC.
Right. So, and if it does come that way, because I've heard great things about the gameplay and the kind of like choose your own adventure type gameplay in it.
Yeah, the moral system is so much fun in that
yeah.
game. Like what you want to, if you want to be good, bad, do you want to ride the fence, do a little both. I mean, oh yeah, it's really cool.
Cool. Well, that'd be me next, right?
Yep.
So back to me. I would like, I guess let's go what Sean was saying. I would like to see more details on Perfect Dark. Will we see more details on Perfect Dark? I don't know, because I don't know how far along they are in development, because they just announced it last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there may not be much details, but I want more. I was excited to see that one come up, and I'm looking forward to seeing more details on that one.
Maybe a possible release date teased, or at least like a quarter of the year. So, like say fall 2022 would be nice.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on how they work. Like considering how we see Nintendo does things, right? Where they will announce something, barring, I guess, Metroid Prime 4. They usually announce something, within say 6 months of it releasing, as opposed to say PlayStation and maybe Xbox, where they announce something, hey, we are working on this, and then we don't see it for like a few years. So
I mean, the team that is behind Perfect Dark is huge. They called them the Initiative, but there's it sounds like something from the Avengers. It's ace. I like it.
It is. It's good.
But I mean, we've got a list here. It's Crystal Dynamics, like the makers of Tomb Raider, Sony Santa Monica from God of War, Rockstar Games for a start. I mean, they should be busy making the next Grand Theft Auto, because they need to hurry up and do that, because I need some more Grand Theft Auto in my life. And then Bungie as well, the makers of Destiny. You know my feeling on Destiny from last week. But yeah, that team, the Initiative, is a massive team. So unless they've all got big projects of their own going on at the moment, which I can imagine Rockstars have, there's a lot of heat and teasing of Grand Theft Auto being dropped inside another game, and there's rumors everywhere for that. So
yeah, according to Xbox, this is the team that they've tasked to do this, and this is what they're doing. And yeah, I would love to see what. Can't wait to see some Perfect Dark. That will be pretty sweet. To be fair, I haven't played Perfect Dark since N64. To be honest, in fact, it wasn't until Sean on the last show was like, that they was it. I don't know if it was after the show or during the show, but you were like, there are Perfect Darks out since then. I was like, real? I didn't even realize that was a thing. So yeah, I'd like to just try one of those and just get a feel for what they've done with the series since the N64. So Sean, what do you got?
Agree.
I want, because Xbox do really good hardware stuff, I want them to tease potentially delving into the world of VR.
Oh, wow. Oh,
because,
okay.
Well, they had the Kinect bar, and at the time where like PlayStation was doing PlayStation Move, the Wii was still the Wii, and you could still pick that up. And they had the Wii U, which allowed you to be separated from the console. Xbox came out with the Kinect, and that thing was amazing. I've got videos upon videos of Emily playing Fruit Ninja in the living room inside a hula hoop because she didn't get the idea that she couldn't run around the living room, so she kind of had to stay in the same spot, or at least behind a line so she could chop the fruit. And the kids used to love it. And I mean, like Jaya, when she was a little bit younger, used to play. There used to be a Disney game which like you could catch fireworks, and like there was different stuff you could do with the Disney game. There's so much for kids that is relevant for the Connect Bar that I wish they had something with this generation of console that they could do, and combine it with a headset that you wear for VR and you're away. I mean, PlayStation VR worked on a similar basis. That they had a camera, and then the headset had lights on the front, so the camera tracked the headset to make things move and adjust. So it's not difficult for Xbox to make something that will work with their hardware that they had with the Kinect, because that used like lasers and all sorts of kind of stuff, heat maps and things like that in the camera they used. So I'd like to see something like that, because everything's about getting moving with the Ring Fit from the Nintendo throughout the whole of the pandemic. So it'd be nice to see something like that.
Yeah. Man, that would be crazy if they came out with that. Like, I mean, crazy in a good way. I got to be honest. I remember still the trailer for the Kinect. Like it was this kid in a pond, and there was a butterfly, and he touches the water, and like they had me. Like I bought the Kinect. I was totally in on it, and it was fun, but they oversold what it could do, and that kind of really killed it for me. I was like, oh, this isn't as cool as maybe they made it seem. And I mean, they're not the first one. They're not the first entertainment team to do that. But yeah, I had to.
See, depends on what you did with it. I mean, it was great for like games like Fruit Ninja and stuff like that, and the MMA fitness thing that they did was really good as well. I use that quite a lot, and like how it tracked the way that you moved and stuff like that was really good.
Something I think they could do that is different from, say, PlayStation or the other VR companies is they could probably build on what they've already been doing with the Microsoft HoloLens, which is more of an AR type thing. And that was impressive seeing the demos of those. So I would be excited to see something if they brought that to the gaming realm. So and hooked it up with the Series X. And who knows, maybe they will. Who knows what they have up their sleeve.
The only part about that is so I have an S that only gets to 1440. And so I wonder if they do that, if they can incorporate S's into that and make it work. Because I mean, so it's basically twice as strong as what the Switch can do, and that was the big issue with the Switch. So each eye, as I recall the conversations from the Switch's life point or standpoint when when it was rumored that maybe they'd be doing something bigger than Labo, was that each eye gets basically split into half. So it's like 360p or 360p for each eye. So each eye would be 720p if you have an S. So it'd be interesting to see if that becomes an issue with that or not.
It depends though, because if they build it so it's two separate screens inside, you'd still be able to get the full, because that's how the PlayStation VR worked. It had two HDMI cables running down the same thing.
And can you upgrade the S at all with anything like either hard drive, or is there any kind of port to be able to plug in something other than a USB plug?
It does. So it does have the port for the Seagate expansion pass. Okay. So you can do that. So there's room for them to maybe do something.
Okay.
All right, me. I would like to see Everwild. I would like to see more than the teaser trailer for Everwild. That's a rare game. We saw a hot bit of a teaser trailer. Man, was it? I think it was at the Xbox release show where we saw them. That anything from Rare always piques my interest, and the fact that it just had cool animals, looked like it could be a really cool world. We have not seen any gameplay. We really don't know much about it. We don't have a release date. We don't have anything. So I would love for them to at least give us some gameplay and maybe a release date, even if it is far off into 2020.
Yeah, it says it was first announced XO19 event in London, and then more of it was talked about in last year's showcase in July 2020.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it's been around. It's been around for a while, but then so has a pandemic. So see what happens.
Yes.
So
Please don't remind me and give me flashbacks. So
yeah.
All right. So my next one is I'm gonna go with I guess I forgot about this, but Indiana Jones game. I guess
Oh.
What the heck? I forget which company under the
Yeah, who is
That would be
doing
cool because there is rumor that Harrison Ford, is it Harrison Ford that played Indiana Jones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's been rumored to be filming for another Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they're supposed to be working on another Indiana Jones movie. Oh, it is Bethesda. Bethesda was going to be working on an Indiana Jones game. So, and I forget when they said it was, when they first said they were going to be working on that, but yeah, I actually forgot about it. And when I was looking up Nintendo things, I was like, just the Indiana Jones thing came up, and I was like, Bethesda working on Indiana Jones? That's crazy. I forgot about that. So yeah, I think that would be really cool because Indiana Jones, of course, had to be, if not said to be, the inspiration for the other tomb raiding games we like to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
or the Nathan Drakes of the world too. So
yeah,
Uncharted.
So yeah, it would be really cool to see something on the Indiana Jones game as well. And
Yeah,
that one I predict they will do at the Bethesda and Xbox show.
nice. Yeah, that would be really cool. By the way, Harrison Ford can't. I mean, they have to have a new like young Indiana Jones that he's training for this movie, right? Like, do we know?
Yeah.
I mean, he can't really still be like the
If
Indiana
he trains
Jones.
Tom Holland to be the next Indiana Jones.
Okay. I was like, come on.
But Tom Holland is Nathan Drake now. So
You see, you can do both things.
Indiana Jones is training Nathan Drake. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Sam from chat says no more Shia LaBeouf. That's what he says. Just please,
that's what I was
no
gonna
more.
say. Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be that role, I think, if I remember correctly.
So my next one, I want to see some more Elder Scrolls and some more information on Starfield because they kind of like this. They're two things from the same developers that kind of need to do something. Elder Scrolls definitely because I loved Skyrim. I played Skyrim to the sheer death, to the point where I'd finished it, like every side quest I could get my hands on, I'd finished, apart from one that I could never finish because I picked up the item that I needed to do the side quest before I started the side quest. And then because that item was in my inventory, it never logged me being able to pick up that item. So it was forever the one, like 99, nearly like 98% of the game because of it. Because I couldn't finish that quest, and there was no way after like nearly 250 hours I was restarting that game.
That's like me and the Golden Stag in Animal Crossing.
You just could never find it.
I could never find that doggone bug, and it's that one bug I'm missing from the bug collection.
That's the worst. Coming back around July, I think August, one of those two.
Yes.
Your memory for when bugs are coming out is unreal.
I know. Well, I played a couple hours. Man, that would be really cool. Unfortunately, you really want to see Elder Scrolls because if I were to guess, I would say you're probably going to get gameplay of Starfield and a reminder that Elder Scrolls is still cooking. That's what I bet. But I hope I'm wrong. But that's what I bet happened.
We shall see. As long as they don't do it online, because that was just rubbish for the last one. So yeah, please don't do that again, Bethesda. You've heard me. I am the boss. Do as I say.
Yeah,
I won't buy your game, basically.
You think they would? I mean, so Fallout 76, that was their last like online deal, and that was a big whiff for them.
Yeah,
so
they
might be a little worried about that. What'd you say?
Yeah. They managed to screw that up, so
Yeah. So maybe that made him stay away. So the rumors I've heard, Starfield is possibly 2022. So or Q4 2020 or Q4 2022, possibly 2023. Sorry, I got my years off. Man, that just seems so far off. So we shall see.
It's not. We're halfway through 2021, so it's not that far away.
Oh, that's true.
Half this year is done. It's like down from the 21st of June. It's just downhill, and nights get darker. And
wow, you're just a bucket of cheery flowers, Sean.
Don't do that. You're bringing it on too quickly.
I know, right? Like I feel like we just got into summer. Let's hit the brakes. I told my wife, I was like, it's just a couple little bit longer, and it'll be August, and you'll be back into school.
Throw a shoe at you.
Yeah, exactly.
Who throws a shoe?
All right. So what I know we will see. I mean, I would stake money on this, but I won't really stake money. But I would if I had more money. I'd stake money on this. That we will see more gameplay, serious gameplay, maybe even like a multiplayer gameplay of Halo Infinite, and we will get a solid release date. And my lord, that better be a solid release date in this fall. That's all I have to say about that.
It'll be, for me, I reckon that's going to be the Christmas blockbuster for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if it's not fall, for sure, holiday type release, definitely. I agree with that one.
Yeah.
And it might be one, looking at the gameplay trailers that are there at the moment, that I actually get. I haven't played a Halo since Halo 3, so.
Yeah,
nice.
And we were talking about that before show. I think that might be me too. I think Halo 3 might be the last one that I played. So I don't know though, man. I mean, it shocked me that it got pushed as long as it did, just because there was so much. And I know you can do a vertical slice of a game and really, it can really look pretty, and it's only a small, very small percentage of the game. But that game looked so good and so done in that small percentage that they played. We were like, yeah, we're gonna be playing this in no time. So yeah, I'm hoping that y'all are right and that's holiday.
Yes.
Is that me now?
No, it'd be Tim.
No,
okay.
Me next. All right.
This is why I don't play board games. I always forget whose game it is next.
Only you'd be really good at Uno, though. So if someone threw that skip card out. No, Tim, you got skipped. My turn. Reverse back to Nick.
That's right.
All right. So my next prediction is announcement of a Knights of the Old Republic remake. I believe that will be announced at the show. This was their show's Sunday, right? So
Yep, Sunday.
Yep.
Knights. I mean,
a
remake.
Yes.
So is it gonna be done by EA?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Because I know that they've kind of the license now is squishy of who can do what and all that jazz. So I didn't know.
Right. Yep,
But
it'll be an EA announcement, but at Microsoft's show, because it was a big deal on Microsoft's system, so on Xbox.
When did that come out?
Very, very quickly. I've Googled this because I didn't know what Knights of the Old Republic was. And it's a Star Wars game, which is probably why I didn't know. So I do apologize. I lost interest in Star Wars after they finished the whole pod racing scene. So apparently they have been working on it since January this year. So it is possible that we might get some form of teaser trailer gameplay of that.
I didn't know it was actually confirmed they were working on it, so that's cool.
Yeah, apparently Star Wars Insider Bespin Bulletin claimed that some kind of Knights of the Old Republic game was in development separate from EA and BioWare.
Boo
yes, I agree.
Just on time, Boo.
That's right. Yeah. Boo has made herself welcome as the fourth member of our podcast.
Yes,
I
agree. I'm trying to find when it was originally released, and it's not saying.
Was that on the GameCube? Was it that one, or is that the first one? I feel like I played that.
I don't think it was on GameCube. It was. I think it was an Xbox game.
I played. I
could be wrong though.
Here we are. Now we're. I played one that I really liked on the GameCube, and I don't know what. I'll let you. We will come back to you when you figure, or let me know when you figure it out.
2003 was when it was released on Xbox,
Oh,
and it does not say it was on GameCube, so it would not have been this one.
I played a Jedi game on GameCube that I absolutely adored.
I'm sure you did.
I know.
I'm sure
right?
you did.
I just wanted to make a statement. There you go. It's dated. I'll have to figure out what game that was.
Oh, it's a Jedi Outcast?
Maybe that was it. Like I just played it. Force Unleashed, maybe, Sam says. So maybe
Oh yeah, there was a Force Unleashed game. Yes.
maybe that was it. I'll have to look it up. Because I don't get super big into Star Wars games either, Sean. So we just like lost half of the podcasting demographic. Just like yeah. I don't, but I did love that game, and
there was a Rogue Leader and Rebel Strike. Those were on GameCube.
I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that would be cool. I would love to see another Star Wars game come. I mean, it's got a huge following, and I'm sure that. You think they're gonna remaster it? Are they gonna like I don't know,
remaster? I think. Yeah, sorry, remaster. Did I say remake? I meant remaster. I think.
Okay.
But it could be a remake. I mean, I don't know what that rumor said it was, but a remake means that they would change some things up, I'm sure, make it better. Where what was the word you used the other one? I keep forgetting the
remaster.
Remaster. Thank you. Yeah. So remaster would just be an up-res of graphics and stuff, right? So yeah. I think this would be. It go either way. I was gonna say. I guess I'll stick with remake. It'll be a remake.
Okay. Cool. John, what do you got?
Forza Motorsport.
I was waiting. I was like, man, I can't believe he hasn't brought it up yet.
Yeah, I mean, Forza 7, I've not played on my Series X, but when I ran it on the Xbox One S, was great. If they can bring the graphics of that to meet the power of the Series X, that game is going to be awesome. I mean, even down to like drivability of stuff they had, like they boasted like that they had down to like tire lean and stuff like that. So if you adjusted the PSI and the tires and stuff like that, it'd alter how the car handled because it rolls on the tires more and stuff like that. It just yeah. I mean, I love the Forza Horizon series, and I like Forza Motorsport series for the realism. I've always been a massive Gran Turismo fan for years and years and years because I first learned racing games because of that. It's one of the reasons why I became a rally driver for a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this, especially with some of the supercars that are out there in development at the moment as well. That if they can bring those games, like those cars into the game, so like the Mercedes AMG 1, which is the world's first road legal hypercar with a Formula One engine in the back. If they can bring that into the game, that'd be amazing.
Can I get one of those to drive around here in Michigan?
I think there's only 50 in production, so and they're about 1.7 million each.
That's what we give all our guests.
Check my bank account for that one.
Yeah.
All of our guests get whatever he said. I don't know. So Tim, are you a Forza? I mean, we know you're a car fan. Are you a racing fan? Are you a Forza fan?
I got to play Forza because of Game Pass on xCloud actually, and I love how it looks. I love how it's how you can get in those real cars and stuff like that. But I like playing more of arcade type racing games than the simulating games. I did grow up on the Gran Turismos too, so I do appreciate the realism of those. But it's not my go-to racing games. Because again, because I can't have these cars in real life. I like going to the game to be able to get those cars and have them in my garage and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I like them. But I suck at driving those simulator games.
Did you ever try Forza Horizon then?
I did. Horizon was on the Game Pass. I tried that one.
Yeah. That's more arcadey, but with real cars still, which is pretty cool. It's a
It
good
seemed like it was
balance.
still tough to control or get used to compared to other arcade games, like Need for
Yeah.
Speed, for example.
Dirt's
So
good as well. I mean, I just did the stream and the Game Pass news on our YouTube channel for Dirt 5. That's a really good arcade style racing game as well. That's available on Game Pass.
which one?
Dirt 5.
Dirt. Okay, gotcha. All right. Yeah, so the ones that definitely are geared towards like the effort they put into making the car feel like you're really in the car driving. I love that feel. It's just not my go-to game for racing because I like to be able to just jump in, do crazy things in the car, but I do
Yeah.
like to have the ability to get a real car. Like Asphalt 9 is one of my favorite games to get into because of the crazy stunts and the crazy driving you can do as arcadey, but I can also get real cars in that game. So that's why I appreciate that one a lot.
I mean, with the Gran Turismo series, like the 24-hour events that they used to do, which were actually timed over 24 hours.
Yes.
Me and my dad as a kid used to split those between us. So like he'd do so much and I do so much. But
That's cool.
I had to prove to myself when that was around at like I must have been like 12, 13 years old that like I had to go and do all the licenses first for him and make sure that like, I knew the things like the racing line and when to pit, when not to pit, and like I had to kind of prove myself to him that I'd do well and things like that. So yeah.
Did you ever do the Nissan things where you could get on their show or whatever if you raced it?
No.
Because briefly the PlayStation, when they did the TV stuff, right, when they had the reality show, or you could do Gran Turismo, and you could actually download, if I remember correctly, you could download this part for free for Gran Turismo and race and compete to try to get on the show to become a real race car driver. It was like something they did with Nissan too. So it was pretty cool.
Guy immediately just crashes the car. He's like amazing in the game, and he gets in the car and immediately
yeah, it just goes off the rails. Yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean. And speaking of rails, I didn't mean to go derail.
No, man, no.
He said racing. You guys said racing, so I was like, ooh, racing games.
Yeah. No, I knew that'd be your jam because it's not mine. So, but I do get to play Forza. I have to download it. It's one of Sean's top 10. So there's another one that I'm sure y'all can have a great time watching me totally just try to figure my way through.
Oh, you'll enjoy it. You'll really enjoy it.
If you I'll enjoy it. Don't get me wrong. It'll be funny. I will be laughing my butt off.
Put all the assists on that you can and just like have fun with it because it is a good game.
Yes,
it's like Mario Kart assist. Just have it go for you, have it turn for you. I'll just go upstairs and get some snacks.
I'll come back. That's auto driving, autopilot.
That's right.
Yes, but that is one of I guess those type of games, as opposed to being able to jump into some of the arcadier ones where you can just jump in and once you after a few turns you get a feel for the car, where Forza Horizon or Gran Turismo or games that are more on the simulator side, you have to put in the time to get used to, like you said, Sean, when you were a kid, you had to go and get your licenses. You got to take the time to learn how the car, especially if you get new cars, you got to learn how each one handles around the curves. You got to learn the track and know what those curves are.
You've got to go into the game as well knowing that how to drive. If you haven't got any feel for how speed carries through a corner and things like that, you are not going to get through that game very well at all.
Correct.
So,
and that's the part where you got to take the time to do that.
The only assist I have, because I don't like doing manual gear changes on a controller, is the only assist I have it driving in automatic.
So, other than that, get the elite. And then
I've got one.
Nice.
There you go. Nice.
But that's currently set up for Call of Duty, so that's why I've only got the 2.
Gotcha. Nice.
So yeah, I have ABS off, traction control off, stability off. So
okay.
Wait, those cars don't come with ABS brakes? They don't know.
Oh no, they do. You can. They're assists that you can turn off.
But I mean, in the real world, that's considered an assist. So I'm assuming in the real world they don't have.
Oh no, in the real world they all come with that, and you can still press the button in the middle and turn it.
Okay.
My car that I've got, I can turn like the whole traction control system off completely and just.
That way he can drift when he goes to work.
Okay.
Not in a 14-year-old Seat diesel. It's never going to happen.
Oh, okay, that's true.
All right, back to me. By the way, there's just wanted to say he says Knights of the Old Republic has a lot of cut content. So going back to that conversation, so if they wanted to put the effort into a definitive edition, that would be pretty cool. That's Sam. So.
Hi, Sam.
Okay, for me, I am gonna say Avowed. I want to see. We saw when Xbox came out, if you remember, it was the trailer where the arrows flying through the air for like it seems like forever. They shoot all these arrows, and then there's one that keeps going. It's an Obsidian RPG. I don't think we've seen anything but that trailer. I saw it for the first time at the Xbox showcase. I don't know if it came out before then. That's really all we got. So, but Obsidian's making an RPG, and I always think they do pretty good work. So I'd love to more about what they got going on.
Yeah, I love the Outer Worlds. So even though I didn't finish the game yet, I plan to, hope to, and if they do come out with this and it is on the Game Pass, which again it's Microsoft, so I guess it will be. I will probably give that one a go.
Tim, do you got anything else?
Yes, I do. I have a new Banjo-Kazooie that can be played on Xbox. And here's the crazy part of it. You can cross save it and be able to play it on your Nintendo Switch. And that's why they have those switches behind all of them in those shows.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Man, that would be a pretty big, awesome get for Nintendo to have Banjo-Kazooie back on their system.
When was the last time one was released? Was it
N64,
like N64?
right?
So yeah, if they,
I mean, for Nintendo.
They could use it to battle Ratchet and Clank. The new Ratchet and Clank game that's just come out for the PS5. I've just been watching a live video of it. It looks amazing, and apparently there's a teleporter gun in that game that allows you to bring objects from other games into the world.
Yes, it's crazy.
Banjo and Kazooie, if they did a really good, put some effort in, they could probably make just for nostalgia. A lot of people would get it straight away. So
the first game 1998. And then Nuts and Bolts was that Xbox 360 one. That came out.
That game was so much
2008.
Fun. Yeah, that game was a ton of fun. Did you guys play that game?
No.
Oh my goodness, you got to put together these crazy cars.
Nuts and Bolts? Okay. Yeah, all right. And then Tui was 2000. Sorry. Yes. So
Yeah, in Nuts and Bolts, you got these bolts and these blueprints and these pieces. I mean, if I'm remembering the right game correctly, which I think I am, and you got to like stack together these like just ridiculously crazy vehicles. You could put anything you wanted on these things. I mean, there are certain things that wouldn't fit together, but yeah, and then you could make these vehicles and get to different places, and it was a ton of fun.
Being Xbox, I didn't have one, so I didn't get a chance to it. So, which is another reason why I love Game Pass, because I can get access to some of these Xbox games I otherwise wouldn't be able to play.
Yeah. I don't know if that's I should, but I don't know if Nuts and Bolts is on Game Pass or not. If it is, you guys should.
The other two games are the first two games are. I don't know if Nuts and Bolts are.
Give me 1 second. We've got Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, Banjo and Kazooie, and Banjo Tooie are all on there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Nuts and Bolts.
I had a good time with Nuts and Bolts. Man, that would be really cool. Also, I was just thinking that would be probably the most money Xbox makes off of a single title. I mean, because think of it, like they drop Halo. How much money does Halo actually bring in because everybody's playing it on Game Pass? I mean, not everybody, but a good bit. Just think of all the money that they would get from 100 million Switches that are going to purchase that, right? I mean, there's going to be a lot of Switches.
Even if it's just half, that, like 50 million.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a ton of Switches purchasing. I mean, if you don't have an Xbox, you're not on xCloud, anything, or PC, anything like that, this is going to be your first Banjo-Kazooie game in like 20 years. I mean, that would be a pretty awesome business move.
A double decade. That's It's some time between games.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
it'd be easy to predict because everybody else is predicting, and I think I even predicted or hoped that xCloud would come to the Switch, right? So I think we talked about this before, Nick,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
So, but there's some caveats to it, like it would have to be just xCloud. It couldn't be Game Pass because some of those Game Pass games wouldn't be able to run on the Switch unless it was running through xCloud. But that I've been racking my brain as to like why would they have those switches behind them? It could be just they're showing love to Nintendo. Good on them. I mean, after all, Sakurai, he gave love to Xbox for having because of Banjo being on them. So, but then I was like, what if it is one of those hidden ploys that they do every once in a while too? That hey, we're going to be announcing something for Switch soon, and that's why I figured, I'd just throw that out there that it'd be a new Banjo-Kazooie by Rare coming out, and it would be available for both Xbox and Switch.
Yeah. No, I mean, you brought it up, so let's chat about it for a little bit. And you guys chat, the Nintendo dads, you guys, that's what I mean by that. Last week with Sean Capri, chatted about it for a while, actually, what it would take to get xCloud on, and Sean thought on the Nintendo Switch, and Sean thought it was a great idea. His co-host wasn't so sure of it. Maybe better to say wasn't having it might be the best way to say it.
Yes.
And so, man, I think it would be an amazing way to go is to have xCloud on there. The biggest issue, I guess, to me would be the Switch's Wi-Fi adapter. I don't know if that would be an issue. I mean, it's just we've all said it. It's not as good as your iPads or anything like that. But
And maybe
No, but
that comes along with the Pro.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. This xCloud the Xbox Switch crossover with xCloud comes with like Nintendo, like Xbox. Microsoft have been delving into like Nintendo's hardware a little bit and said, look, if you want to run our stuff, you need to have this as a minimum. So unless you want a lot of pissed off people with your product, buy this. So
Agreed.
Yeah. And I know in that conversation there's a lot of talk about this is better for Microsoft than it is for Nintendo, and I would somewhat agree with that. Nintendo has the numbers to know how many of their folks have Xboxes, and how many people would like to play Xbox games portably that maybe don't have Switches. And so I think it would sell Switches. I don't know if it would sell enough for Nintendo to make it worth their while. But if it doesn't, you said this, Tim, and they kind of just let it sit. And I was like, no, I think that's the answer. You had said that they have IP that Nintendo wants. Speaking of Banjo and Kazooie and all that stuff, they have rare IP that Nintendo wants, and you could make a trade for this pretty. I don't want to say it's pretty easy, but you could make a trade for this.
Yeah, and I think obviously I'd be working for these companies if I knew exactly how to predict this.
Yeah.
But my idea was basically that it would, if they do Game Pass, it may be another level, like I suggested too, where it's like limited like PC is. Game Pass PC is limited to certain games. So it could be if you want Game Pass Ultimate, that because you have Xbox and a Switch, then you get Ultimate because you'd have access to everything, but you could only play certain games on the Switch. Or you could just get like say $5 Game Pass and you could have a Game Pass for the Switch.
Yeah.
I know that adds another tier level, and who knows, maybe that is confusing for consumers, but I'm not in that business, so I don't know if that would be. I mean, I would think that's something they would go about doing in that route. But another thing that they could do, and it was rumored before for not only just for Xbox, but also PlayStation, it was a rumor that they would bring their ability to play their console through the cloud, like your own home cloud, through your own Wi-Fi. So bringing an app to the Switch to be able to play your Xbox games via your internet.
Gotcha.
So a game you already have.
That if that would pique my interest, that would mean I'd have to buy the new Switch because I've got an OG like week of release Switch.
Yes.
So I definitely need to chuck some cash in that.
And I was thinking of this. I've been doing a good bit of xCloud stuff. I've been enjoying that while I've been sitting on the couch watching stuff with the wife. And it's a battery sucker. Like, it doesn't take long for my phone to be like, and I mean, I have an iPhone 11. It's not the newest, but it's a decent, generation. And it'll be like, hey, you're down to 30% already. And it's like, dang. So I wonder if that's an issue for the Switch as well, not just the Wi-Fi adapter, but the fact that it wouldn't last super long portably. So
Right. Yeah. It could be too. And again, it could come down to the Pro if that is released. So, but it's fun to dream, right?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. That's what we're here for, to dream and act like we know exactly what's gonna happen. So
Yes.
what more
We are insiders.
That's right. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot whose turn it is. I'm not gonna even, so I don't even.
Sean.
John.
That was my I made the last one.
So I'm gonna go off our little docket of stuff that we've listed that we might want to see, and I'm gonna go with, I want Fall Guys to finally come to the Xbox via Game Pass.
Yeah, it's supposed to, right? That was supposed to be in August, and I think it got pushed, didn't it?
Well, yeah, I think it needs to happen. I want to play that game so bad.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm gutted I sold my PlayStation, because I think I sold my PS4, and then 2 weeks later they announced that you could play it on the PlayStation. So
yeah, that's gonna be a fun one to play, especially with crossplay. It'll be fun to play with everybody. Finally, then I don't have to go turn on my TV with the PS4 to play it, because that's such a hard thing to do. But it is nice to be able to just throw it on my Switch and play it. Or if somebody else doesn't have a PlayStation, they want to play it on their Xbox, then yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
and we can have a bigger community game night, with that type of thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Stuff that I actually like. We have some stuff on this docket, and I mean, they barely like even rumors. Like, I can just go through some of it. Project Omen. I mean, this is like a rumor of a rumor at this point. I mean, somebody said, I think they're working on a game called Project Omen. I mean, it's that kind of a rumor. Project Typhoon falls into that same thing. It's supposed to be an Xbox exclusive title. Is in development. The Windows Central was the one to break that and keeps talking about it. Again, that's not even a teaser trailer. It's just a guy that said that these are projects that are working on, and you're gonna see them. So maybe that'll come to fruition, and we'll see if they're actually right. But I will take this one, Senua's Saga. Now this isn't a rumor of a rumor. This is definitely happening. Ninja Theory, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. It is our good friend John is all about this game. Super excited. It does not have a release date. When I first bought my Xbox, I was overwhelmed by Game Pass, which is, kind of one of the reasons why this cast was born. And John said, you should play Hellblade. And I took him up on it, and I played it, and it is a really good game. It's on the fringe of too creepy for me, but it was a good game. I'm glad to have played it, and I would try hard as long as it's not super. As long as they didn't push the creepy too far forward. I would play Hellblade 2. So hopefully we get an actual release date for that. Were you laughing at me, Sean?
It's your dislike of creepy games that makes me absolutely gleeful inside to wait and watch you play Resident Evil.
No, I hate you. I hate you so much, but I don't hate you, but I do. So yeah, that's the next game I have to play is Resident Evil. Is it 7? Is that the one?
Yeah, Biohazard. Yeah.
Yeah, Biohazard. Okay.
Have you seen those videos where people are playing that in VR?
Oh my! I can't even imagine.
I've played it in VR and it's not nice.
No, that would be great.
No, it would not.
Let's see Nick play that.
Oh, I need extra pants is what I need. I need an extra pair of pants. No way. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's too funny. Yeah, I don't. The creepy games is before I used to love. I didn't care. I'd play a creepy game, whatever. Now it's just Maybe because I've played enough or watched enough. I laugh at this stuff now, like a lot of
Yeah.
creepy stuff. I just laugh. And so it's not something I look for anymore. I don't go actively watching horror movies for that kind of thing because they're comedies to me now for some reason.
It's not for me.
But I do enjoy a good thriller, so I'll give you that. So my next one is another, off the wall, I guess, or prediction is that because it was kind of teased a year or two ago, but Microsoft again needs to break into the Japanese market, whether that be with Nintendo, like they could be trying to do, but I think they're still working on a partnership with Sega, and that's what I think we might see at this show is
Yeah.
some
Well,
sort of partnership with Sega.
Sega teased an open world Sonic, didn't they? So
Yes, they did.
could that be coming with the power of Microsoft?
That's true.
So
Very
You
true.
think it'd be a Microsoft exclusive?
I think if they wanted Microsoft's money and help with the development, because
Or
Sega
timed. It could be timed
Oh,
exclusive.
Timed
timed
exclusive, yeah.
exclusive, yeah. But yeah, I think for like the first 6 months of release, it might just sit with Microsoft before it goes anywhere else.
Sure.
Yep,
But
and
yeah.
especially because if they can get a partnership with Sega, they can get access to the Xseed stuff, meaning things that aren't locked down by PlayStation, they could have access to.
Definitely. But that's not a bad call. That's actually, if they did that, that it opens up a massive can of worms for everything, because there's so much that PlayStation has that belongs to Sega, that there's stuff that's still in the Sega's backlog that hasn't been released yet for Sony. So that'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yes.
We could
That'd
play
be
Sonic
mine.
Pinball on Game Pass. That'd be cool.
Yes, there we go.
Nice.
Definitely.
I could see it. I don't have the as much of dislike as Justin does, but I do fall into the Justin category of like Sega and Sonic, where it wasn't my jam, so like I have no nostalgia for it. And I played Sonic Forces, which I guess was supposed to be the really bad game, but ironically, like that's the one that I was like, this one's not too bad. I actually kind of like this one. So I don't know, maybe if you have nostalgia for it, it's not your game, but if you don't,
I've always said that if you were playing the side-scrolling Sonic and you went to 3D, you probably didn't like it just as much as I first didn't like going from 2D Zelda to 3D Zelda. I didn't like that at first either. So, and that's probably where a lot of that hate came back then with the 3D Sonics. So, if done right, obviously it could do well. Like Colors is one that was really well received by kids of that generation. Like my oldest, she played a lot when she was a kid on the DS and loved that game, Colors on there. So, and Sammy, not third strongest mole Sam, but my Sam, he loves Sonic and is actually just, I love watching his excitement for Sonic games, and that's what gets me excited for them too. So,
sure, yeah.
So third strongest mole is kind of, I think that's targeted at the teaser trailer for Sonic, saying that because it just hasn't shown right, a lot of people always assume that it's a massive open world game, which is very true. But we shall see. I just punched my table. Sorry.
He also says, "Hi, Sammy."
Yeah,
I see that. Yep. He's at school right now, so I couldn't tell him that he said hi, but I'll try to remember to say, hey, Sam says, say hi, Sam.
How much longer you guys got? We're out for school.
What's that?
Sorry, I had a squirrel moment. I squirreled this way off of nowhere.
Oh.
How much longer do you guys have in school? We were out as of yesterday.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I bet you my kids would love that if they were out. But no, they have until next week.
Oh, okay. Right.
Next week is when they're out.
Gotcha. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail us, but I threatened my kids' lives. No, I didn't really. But I said you need to be quiet. I don't want to hear any running around, any pounding, any screaming. Yeah.
I will cut off your feet.
That's right. So far, so good. They're doing pretty good.
Is that everything for what we got?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't have any more. There's Age of Empires 4 on here. That's all that's on there. I don't remember
I
putting it on
actually
there.
have that on my
Maybe
list. A new Age of Empires game is a question mark. So
that's what basically I have. Is just
Yeah.
sounds great. I don't. I
so
loved Age of Empires, but I've always played it on a computer. I don't know
yeah.
how well would it play on a console. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that difficulty of having to use your thumbsticks to try and move stuff around. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I
Eh,
tried to play 2 Point Hospital because I think that was on Game Pass, and it was really difficult to do. So that was a
that's
big
where
like
that's where
Theme
it
Hospital was something I really enjoyed, so that's why I tried that 2 Point Hospital. But yeah,
that's where playing it on the Switch with a handheld and a touchscreen probably comes better in handy.
yeah,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, Age of Empires, Civilization, and SimCity. Those are the 3 games I have played on a computer, and
Yes.
so
Although SimCity on the SNES is what got me hooked into that game. So
mm-hmm.
I did play that one with a controller first.
Yep. Yep. So extra. So any other thoughts or any other things we want to chat about before we move on
the
from?
the last one I've got is the big like announcement from Dice. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday morning for the UK about Battlefield 2042 or Battlefield 6. I think because it's been squashed down to for people.
Sure.
The release trailer was dropped yesterday, and it's amazing to watch. It's really action packed. It kind of shows all the different environments that you're going to be in, different like warfare equipment that's there to be used, and the hype and the heat coming from this is that Dice are aiming to try and squash Call of Duty flat as possible. Which
I want
if
to
it's
see them prove the guy getting out of his airplane to blow up the other airplane and then get back in his airplane. I want to see that if that can happen in real life.
I can do that on Warzone. There's been times where I've jumped out of a helicopter, fired a rocket at another helicopter, and got back in my own helicopter. So
Nice.
it's possible to do. So,
Nice. All right.
but yeah, that's just the other extra bit that's been like I think dropped. That's coming October this year. That was kind of like dropped by Dice before the E3 event. So I don't know if they wanted to do their own thing before like everything else got mad, but I'm pretty sure we'll see some coverage of that at some point over the weekend.
Yeah, imagine so. Well, we are running into an hour, and Sean and I do like to try to keep this at an hour for you guys. So Sean, you want me to just kind of quickly run through the what's new on Xbox, or do you got something else you want to hit before we?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, sounds good. We do have. I've been playing some Super Animal Royale. Sean's got some Fallout 76. We'll hit our thoughts on those games next week. Maybe depending. Maybe we won't have time for that either. It'll be a recap week, so maybe it'll be a couple weeks out. But my thoughts on Super Animal Royale are on Twitter and also on Discord if you're on the Ndad's Discord. Can't wait for that to get to the Switch for those of you so we can play it, so a lot of people can play it. But quickly,
So much fun, by the way.
it is a lot of fun. Like there is nothing there that is very true. So quickly, Backbone and Darkest Dungeon, Backbone PC only, just came out this week. Darkest Dungeon is on every Xbox everywhere, as they like to call it, console, cloud, and PC. The Ascent and Chris Tales, you're gonna hear us talk about that until July. Those are coming out in July still. Oh, and I do want to touch on this Scarlet Nexus.
Yeah, you
game,
seemed really excited because you played the demo, didn't you?
Yeah, I played the demo and I loved it. And I was like, hey, I want to. Hey, can you click on the link that Sam just put in chat for us, Sean, and maybe tell us what it's all about? Because he says it's interesting news about Xbox coming to smart TVs, which actually is another thing that Sean was talking about just last week. Sean Capri, by the way, not my co-host Sean. And And I was like, I'll buy this. I was like, the demo got me. I loved how it felt. I loved how you feel so strong, but yet it's still challenging. I was like, I'm gonna buy this game. And then the rumors dropped that this might be a Game Pass game. So maybe that's something we'll see at E3 too. Maybe we'll see them.
I
break
can't
this.
see the link because I was on my phone. It's kind of locked itself, and then when I've unlocked it, I've now gone to catch up with the live. And
I got it up for you if you guys
All right,
want.
yeah,
me to
give
share.
us the lowdown.
Sure. So it's from Wario 64. In quotes, Xbox is working with global TV manufacturers to embed the Xbox experience directly into internet connected televisions with no extra hardware required except a controller.
And so it's so xCloud is really gonna get a push is really gonna push Stadia. It sounds like. I mean, man.
Yeah.
Yep. And I remember Samsung
did
did sign with them to do something too. So
this is one step closer to you having it on your fridge.
Yeah, that's what I've always said.
Internet connected fridges.
Yeah, Microsoft, that's where we're going to be in about 5 years. xCloud on a fridge. And that's the moment I started to see what they were doing, that's what they want. That's where their money's at, right? I mean if you can start getting it into TVs, then all you have to do, it's no worse than signing up for Netflix, right? I mean, like,
yeah, definitely.
You look at it, you're like, oh, I paid $10. I get these games. All I got to do is a controller, and they could get $10 from a ton of places at that point. So yeah, no, I think that's very true. Thank you, Sam, for giving us hot news right off of the presses. Appreciate it. So Scarlet Nexus, why don't you take the announcements for us, John?
Yeah, so we'll go with what's coming up next. So we've got the Xbox Live reaction with John. You've put our favorite sister. We can't do that now. We're away from that. So, but yeah, John from over at Dad's After Dark, and Jesse are going to be joining. Well, we're going to be joining them for the Xbox, like the whole live shebang on Sunday. So I'm pretty sure you'll find us. We'll be doing it on our Twitch, and the Nintendo Dads YouTube usually goes live, and their Twitch. So wherever the Nintendo Dads usually go live,
it'll be on Nintendo Dads, and I'm sure you guys will be able to share that.
Yeah, we'll host it. Yeah, but it'll be live on Nintendo Dads everywhere.
Yeah, so that we're going to be doing like the whole event with them. So 6 p.m. UK, 1 p.m. EST. That's what it'll be for you guys in America. We got a review, which is nice. XJohn84 on the Apple Podcast app, who gave us a review saying, love these guys, great chemistry, and all around good dudes. Highly recommend you try them out. That's awesome. I think that's the first time, other than people in Discord, that we've had some form of feedback or review. And that's ace. I enjoy stuff like that.
We really, really appreciate that. If you leave us a review on Apple, we will read it on this podcast. That is a promise. So we really appreciate it.
Yeah. So that's cool. And the next one is we have a contest coming up for 3 months worth of Ultimate Game Pass, or Game Pass Ultimate. So keep your eyes on Twitter and Facebook for that. Me and Nick are going to have a chat about exactly what we're going to be doing for that shortly.
Yep. Yep. It'll be out. It'll be out before you hear this. That's for sure. Unless you're like, dang it, there's so much time, I can't handle the time.
I know, it's like
if you're
time
listening, it'll be out on Friday.
Again.
If you're listening right now, it'll be out on Friday. It'll be out Friday. There you go. That's all I'm gonna say. I've screwed this up enough. This is people. This is when you go live. This is the crap that Sean like cuts out. He's like, Nick, you've screwed this up too much. Let me take over. I'll just cut it out. We'll redo. So now you get all the flubs that Nick makes.
Really quickly from First Strongest Mole in the chat. Imagine having to beat a super difficult boss every time you went to the fridge for a late night snack. It sounds like a breakthrough in dieting. That's ace.
That's great. Xbox diet right there. I love it.
Yeah. It like literally locks the fridge until you've beaten him. And if you lose, let's say you have to walk away with maybe like half a glass of water.
Oh my gosh. I'm never playing Celeste on my fridge. That's all I'm going to say. Never playing Celeste on my fridge.
Oh, that's amazing. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything we want to talk about.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tim, for coming out, man. We really appreciate you agreeing to come out, hang with us, be our first guest. Means the world to us.
That was awesome. Thanks for inviting me. That was I'm honored to be your first guest. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
and get to talk about Xbox stuff, not just Nintendo stuff.
That's right.
Our first guest on our first live show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. First of firsts.
First.
Right.
So remember, you can follow us on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search Game Pass News and you'll find us there. A quick shout over to the Nintendo Dads Discord. If you want to get on with us there and chat with us, with Tim, with Third Strongest Mole, and Sean Capri is over there as well, I believe. If you want to chat with everybody that's been in the chat on the Twitch today and that we've talked about, or anybody else, pop over to the patreon.com/Nintendos and subscribe. $1 a month gets you access to the Discord. And for that, there is a lot of subs. Just ask Tim, because Tim's the master of it all. He'll be able to tell you exactly what you'll be able to get. But yeah, I think that's it from me, from Nick, and from our special guest, Tim. We hope to hear from you soon, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, guys.
Later, peeps.